Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. It has been a while since I filmed a video. Today is January 2nd, 2022. Happy New Year to everyone. I actually filmed this video yesterday and there was so much background noise. I was outside on my deck that it was terrible. So we're going to try refilming today. See if I can kind of remember what I said. But if you've watched my videos before, you know I pretty much wing it, so it's fine. It has been a while since I filmed. I think my last video was in July. And I don't really have a whole lot to show for it. I don't think that I have all of my finishes, but I've got most of them. Honestly, in August and September, there wasn't a lot of stitching anyway. So I really got to show you what I finished in November and December. I don't know. Life just happens, I guess, sometimes, and we get busy. And in my last video, I told you that I was had taken a new job. I was kind of forced to. I was pretty unhappy in that new job. And so in October, I finally found a new position and a new company. And I've been there since October. And so far, so good. We'll see how it goes. It's supposed to be a job where I don't have to travel as much. Yet, for the month of January, I'm booked for 3 weeks of travel. So I think it's just because they're mostly short-staffed. Excuse me. And they don't really have the people to cover it, and I can do the work, so it's fine. But hopefully this won't be an ongoing thing. Hopefully they'll just need me for a few weeks, and then hopefully I'll get some projects of my own and be able to kind of move on. But back in, I guess, September, early October, when I was applying for new jobs, I did some embroidery stitching. It's inspired by Badass Cross Stitch, who is on, she has an Instagram, and I know she has a website and probably a Facebook page and everything else. But I think it was in 2020 she had done some Zoom background embroidery pieces, and they were really cute. And I couldn't stop thinking about them, so when I knew I was taking a new job, I stitched up these pieces. This one says, can you see my screen? You're on mute. Sorry, I was on mute. Really cute. These animal patterns are from Hawthorne Designs. They are a UK company. And I know you can order the kits from them for these. Obviously, I added the words, so that's, but you can get the animal patterns from them. And I actually bought these off their Etsy site, so you can PDF downloads and you can get these really quick. I just used fabric and floss from my stash, finished them on a stained embroidery hoop with a piece of felt on the back. Super cute. I was really happy with those, and I have not actually hung them up in my office yet, but I plan to at some point. I do have an office now. I'm having to go in, right now I'm only having to go in 2 days a week, so I'm still mostly working from home, which I enjoy. It's nice to not have to commute. In December, I started the hands-on design Christmas cookie sale, cookie exchange. It's the cookie exchange, and I finished that. So super cute. I stitched it on 32 counts. I think it's a color and cotton. I don't remember the color. With the called for DMC. This board and the Lady Dots Create were part of the sale. It was, I mean, you purchased them separately, but you can get the details from Hands On Design. I'll try to link below where I bought this board. It's an Etsy shop. And I know she was behind at one point, and I don't know if she's caught up. But super cute. I'm glad to, I hesitated on buying the board, but I'm really glad I did, just because it kind of prompted me to do some FFOing. This is the only thing I think I FFO'd last year, besides my embroidery pieces, and a couple things that I gave away. So I gave away a couple pieces, and I did make those into little pillows, and I did a little flat fold on one of them. So that's kind of one of my goals for this year, is to maybe try to FFO some things. I do have quite a stack of mostly smalls that I think if I pull my sewing machine out one day, I can probably get them all made into little pillows. I just need to do it. On Thanksgiving Day, I finally went on vacation. It's my first vacation in a couple of years where we actually went somewhere, and it was prompted because I was invited to go out to northern Arizona and hike out to a rock formation that's called the Wave. It's a beautiful sandstone formation, and it's a permitted hike, so I think they only allow 46 people a day to go. So they have a lottery system for people to win the permit, and one of my friends was lucky enough to win one. He invited me to come out and go hike out with him, and I kind of didn't hesitate and was like, yes, I'm coming. Luckily, Scott, my husband, was able to go, and we made a true vacation out of it. We went to Zion National Park for a couple of days. We went to Bryce Canyon. We went to Grand Staircase, and did a couple other little things too. We made a quick trip out to the north rim of the Grand Canyon. It was getting ready to shut down, so the lodge and everything was shut down. And there were only a few people there, but it was just to run out and see the canyon while we're driving by. Why not? But on that trip, on the flight out, I stitched, from Stitching with the Housewives, I finished Gather and Gobble. So I had started these before we left. I had them, I think I just had a few areas on each that left to fill in, and so I did those on the plane ride out. It was Thanksgiving Day, so it was a nice little stitch. But it was great. And I'll insert, tongue-tied. I will insert some pictures of my trip at the end if you're interested. I know I posted a lot on my Instagram, so if you follow me on Instagram, you can see those over there too. The second finish I had on that trip was Joy. This was a freebie from Luminous Fiber Arts. It was in her newsletter back in mid-November. I stitched it on 32 count tea and coffee dyed Lugana, I guess, with just a red floss, probably a Classic Colorworks that was in my stash. And also on that trip, I took and finished Peace on Earth. This is from Ardith Designs. I stitched it on a 32 count, I believe it's color and cotton. It's a light purple. I think you can see that. It's charted in sulkies, which I didn't have, so I did a DMC conversion. I started this, I think, in December of 2020, and it had just been sitting kitted and not finished, and I grabbed it on my way out, and I'm glad I did. And the dogs are gonna bark. Sorry about that. The dogs are barking because somebody was walking by. It's a rainy day in Georgia. It is unseasonably warm for early January. It was almost 80 degrees yesterday, which means we had some thunderstorms come in last night. I know we were on a tornado watch, but I don't think anything developed, luckily. But it's kind of a rainy, warm and humid day outside, so it's not how I want my Januaries to be, but that's what happens when you live in the South. My next finish is from Lindy Stitches. I know this is cut weird, but I was trying to FFO it. This is the Polar Bear Abode. I have the tart pan, and I was trying to get it in there the other night, and I don't know how to finish in a tart pan. So I need to watch a tutorial and figure that out. But it's super cute, and I know she has some similar patterns to this that I'm gonna pull out and try to get done this year, because it was really a fun stitch and quick. I think I did that in a couple of days, so fun. Next up, this is from Blackbird Design. It was going to be my New Year's Eve stitch, but I actually finished it last weekend. I was going to just put a couple stitches in. Really, my plans were to like do the top border, and once I started stitching it, I just kept going. This is on 40 counts vintage country mocha with some Gloriana silks. And finally, in November, I also finished the last Lizzie Kate yearbook series. So I did this entire series last year. They're really cute. They're sitting in a pile to be FFO'd. But I really liked having a monthly stitch, and these ones were really good and quick. So I've decided this year I'm going to do the same thing, because I like to have them as kind of a break, a monthly marker, if you will, on my Instagram page. And so that's really what I'm stitching them for. And then eventually I'd like to have like a little dough bowl or something with all my monthly series in it. This year I am going to work on, I'm gonna butcher this name, Crocetta Go-Go. I don't think that's right. These are her little monthly series. She sells them off her Etsy site. You can type in Crocetta Go-Go. I'm not pronouncing that right. But it's, I think that you have to make 3 PDF purchases. So you get January through April, and then, you know, the next 4 months and the next 4 months. And they're all super cute. I finished January in mid-December, and I love it. So I stitched this on a 28 count Monaco with the called for DMC. I really enjoyed every bit of that stitch. I don't know if it's the pattern, the fabric, or what. So I went ahead and started February. So this is where we are in February. I'm probably a little less than halfway done. So I should have no problems getting this done before the 1st of February. But they're fun. I highly recommend them. And that's all my finishes. I'm only going to show you my December whips. A couple, obviously, I finished, because honestly, I don't remember what I worked on before that. I know that, like, in August, I think the only thing I worked on was Lizzie Kate, the yearbook for September. So I was busy and just didn't lost my stitchy bug. My next whip I don't have a picture for. In early February, I am planning on going to the Still City Stitchers Retreat in Pittsburgh. And Hello Liz Matthews will be doing a finishing class, and she had a retreat exclusive pattern, which is this. This is where I am. My goal was to finish this last month, and I did not get it done, so I have to get it done this month, because the retreat, I think, is February 3rd. But there's going to be a bridge and some other details in here, but it's pretty cute. I know Liz Matthews showed the finish on her site if you want to see it. Otherwise, I'll show it to you when I'm done. I know we're finishing that piece, and I don't know, from what I'm gathering, there's going to be some other exclusives, which will be fantastic. And I just think it'll be a fun time. And I haven't been to a retreat in a while. So I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, knock on wood, nothing comes up and I'm able to go. On Christmas Day, I started from the newest punch needle and print over stitcher. This is the winter 2020 version. This Teresa Kogut, Santa's Young Buck. I just think it's the cutest pattern. And I started it. And this is where I got. Oops. I did get that part done. So I started working on the buck. I was outlining him. It's still an accused out, so I think I want to keep working on it, but we'll see how it goes. I am traveling, and I don't know that that's a piece that I'm going to take with me at least next week. So I think that I'm going to take this and one other whip that I'm going to show you in a minute. Alright, so on New Year's Eve, I know a few people were doing like 12 new starts and stuff, and I was like, I want some new starts, but I didn't want to do 12. So I pulled a few things out and stitched on them basically as long as I could, and then when I got a little bit bored, I switched and I started 3 new things. The first was Little House Needleworks. Sorry, I don't want to take this out. It's Fall on the Farm. It's their new series that they're releasing this year. So this is the first one in that series. What's it called? Farm Fresh. And this is where I got just a little bit of the border. I think I would have got farther on this, except the fireworks started where people were celebrating New Year's and one of my dogs got pretty scared and climbed up onto my lap. So she made it hard to stitch. You have to comfort her. But I still have the Little House Needleworks Farmhouse Christmas that I want to finish. I wanted to finish it last year and I didn't make that goal. So it is in my active pile. To hopefully get some stitches in this year. But I also like the Fall on the Farm. And I was thinking if I could maybe start it and maybe keep up with it. I don't know. I'm trying to just make loose plans this year and not kind of overwhelm myself and just stitch what I want to stitch when I want to stitch it and not worry about all the external little like challenges and things like that. So I did create a Whipco board, and I don't know how if I'm gonna stick to it, but basically my Whipco board I made up of just 12 designers instead of 24 projects. I picked 12 designers, and my thoughts were that when the numbers are called, if I get 2 different designers, like this month, I think it picked Outforced Embroidery and Stitching with the Housewives. I could see if one of those was calling to me and work for 5 days on one of that designer's projects. Stitching with the Housewives always calls to me because I think their designs are adorable, and I have a lot of them. I have a lot of them kitted up, and I started one of them on New Year's Eve. So this is their, I don't have a cover page, but it's going to be My Valentine. I got one of the roses outlined. I'm stitching this on 28 count black Lugana with the called for threads. I really plan on trying to get at least 5 days on that this month. We'll see how it goes. I'm not gonna beat myself up about anything this year, but that's the kind of miniature goal, and then we'll see who calls. So the 12 designers I picked are all, I have at least one whip Most of them I have multiple whips from that designer because they're designers I like. I loved how I know the Sunshine Stitchers are doing a designer a month where they're focusing on designs from that designer. I didn't really, their list of designers, I don't want to say they didn't appeal to me because they're great designs, but I didn't really have any of those. And so I'm kind of doing my own thing and we'll see how it goes. I usually get burned out by that sort of stuff come May and June, so we'll see. My third start on New Year's Eve was Tricks or Treats from Blackbird Designs. I was so excited that they re-released this booklet. I had been looking for it forever. It's one of those where I was like, I love it, but I wasn't going to pay $90 on eBay for it. So I'm really happy they re-released it. I started the little Tricks or Treat bird. And this is where I got. So to start, I'm stitching this on 32 count farm eggs from Extrude Design with all the called for weeks dye works. And that is just a start of the stem. So those are my New Year's Eve start. Yesterday was January 1st. I wanted a new year start, and I decided I'm going to participate in the Lindy Stitches SAL, which is It's a Marvelous World. So it's not a secret SAL. She showed the finished design, which that's it, but it's being released in 4 parts. So the first part is kind of this upper part here. I've managed to finish this border and start on this motif, and this is where I am. I don't know. I don't think the colors are coming through very well. It's really pretty. I'm stitching it on the 32 count Sea Spray from Seraphim Fabrics with the called for threads. I bought the fabric and threads from Lindy Stitches. Stephanie offered complete kits, even including the DMC, and so I went ahead and ordered all of that so that I would be ready to go on January 1st, and I plan on keep stitching on that for the rest of this week. It is going with me on my trip this week because I really want to keep up with this SAL. I think this is a beautiful piece and I don't want to fall behind. So we'll see how we do. But so far I'm very much enjoying it. So those are my whips. I have a pretty good stack of haul that I'm gonna go through now. So when I went on my trip in November, we flew in and out of Las Vegas, and I found some time to run by Stitcher's Paradise. It was my first time there. I didn't have a lot of time because we did those it's like where you go bicycle down railroad tracks. Basically, we had booked that trip, and so we had a little bit of time to kill, but I think I had like maybe 30 minutes in the store. So I grabbed a lot, probably stuff I needed to edit my cart, but I didn't. I just bought it all. So I have a stack. Plus some other things that have come in. First of all, I want to show you this. Oops. Sorry, I left something in there. I ended up with 5 of these from Christmas. They are cigar boxes, but they're really nice boxes. My father-in-law, we went and had Christmas dinner over at his house, and he had, I don't know how many of these he had, but he had a lot. And he said, he was like, I want everybody to take one, and I ended up with 5. Because all I could think when I saw these is, wow, that would be really fun to finish something on. So he got them from a liquor store for $1, which is why he had so many. And so at that price, even if you wanted to paint this or do something with it, I don't know, it seemed like a good deal. And I don't know what I'm gonna stitch on it, but I might try to come up with something. But I'm sharing. I almost went to the liquor store to see if they had more, but then I was like, how many boxes do I really need? I already have 5 from my father-in-law, so we'll call it good. I have joined Lindy Stitches. I'm all about the Lindy Stitches today. Bird Crush Club for the year. So she's releasing one pattern related to a bird a month. And for January, it's the Stellar Jay. Really cute. So that's the pattern. It's cute. I obviously bought the key ring and her little bird book. So it's just a little notes. It's just a little notebook. And she's got some stickers, an information card about the birds. It's really cute. She put a lot of work into it, and I'm really glad I joined. I think that club is filled up, but she may have a waiting list or something, so go check out lindystitches.com if you are interested. All right, some of the things I bought at Stitcher's Paradise. The Brenda Gervais Bells on Christmas Day. Cup of Christmas Cheer. I'm not going to take these out of the plastic, but I think you've probably seen them. Artful Offerings. This is Kind and Gentle. I love this pattern, and I wanted it the first time I saw it, but I didn't realize how big it was. It's 199 by 136. It's a pretty good size pattern. Jardin Privé. Excuse me. Heartstring Samplery, Merry Birds. And Heartstring Samplery, the Sunday Stitches, Blessed Assurance. So I did not buy all of these last year. I only purchased the Old Rugged Cross and this one. Just the ones that really kind of called to me and that I really enjoy. I think are beautiful. So, and some other things I have purchased. Excuse me. From the Blue Flower, the Tudor Ermine. So I have a friend that just retired, and she has some ferrets, and she's kind of obsessed with ferrets, and that's why I bought that pattern, thinking that I would stitch it for her for Christmas. I haven't even opened the pattern, so maybe next year. And then from Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery, the Peppermint House. I think she's got, I think these are a series, but I've only bought the Peppermint House. And then, of course, the newest Pond Street. Here's a Mount Vernon Christmas. The Joyous Season. Which I think this is one that I definitely want to start this year. Because I need more wits. And this one, I'm actually going to make a giveaway for this pattern. It is the Polar Pack. So I have 2 copies of this pattern. I ordered it from Top Knot Stitcher, and she accidentally sent me 2 copies, and she didn't want it back. She told me I could give it away. So that's what we will be doing. Thanks to Top Knot Stitcher. If you would like to win Stitch the Polar Pack, just tell me that. Just say that you want to stitch the polar bears or the polar pack, or just include the word polar in the comments below. Like this video. I'd appreciate it if you were a subscriber, but you don't have to be. Just comment that you want to stitch polar. And I will get that off to you. Let's make the deadline for that, let's say January 15th. I have no idea what day of the week that is, but I'll do 15 days, and then hopefully I can get it awarded and mailed off before I go on when I'm not out of town. So you'll get that and can stitch that up for winter. Polar bears are adorable. Should be out all year. My final piece of haul is the last silver needle stitching circle. I don't know if they automatically carry over your subscription. I don't know. I haven't canceled it, so I don't know if I'm going to get this year again or not. But this is from Satsuma Street, a Merry Pair. It's really cute. It's all kitted up. They even included little scissors. So I'm just going to keep it kitted up and grab it when I need something small to work on. I think, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. They included both linen and perforated paper, depending on, I guess, what you're in the mood to stitch. So those are my plans, or that's my haul. My plans. So for this week, like I said, I'm going out of town. So I'm going to take my February block and my Lindy Stitches Sal. And I don't know, I'll probably take a third thing just because I always feel like I need more than what I need. But also for February, I pulled a few things from my stash. Love notes from Brenda Gervais, because I'm kind of in the mood for spring and Valentine's Day. So I might start stitching on those. I'm so sorry. I'm boring myself, so maybe we should wrap this up. And then I pulled out the Prairie Schooler Rabbit Run. This is actually a whip. And this is where I am on this. I'm stitching in on just a 32 count white Lugana with the called for DMC. I really like the Prairie Schoolers as a retreat piece. So my thoughts to pulling that out was that I would get it to a place where I just had some fill-in. And when I go to the Still City retreat in February, I can take that project. But who knows, I might change my mind. But that's where my brain was working this week. My last one, I don't know. I don't feel like I need another monthly series. But in the Little House Needleworks and Country Cottage Facebook group, someone had posted right before Christmas their Christmas Village, which consisted of the Little House Needleworks Hometown series. They had stitched it all on the same fabric, made it into flat folds, and made that their Christmas Village. It was so cute, and I can't stop thinking about it. I saved that picture, and I just can't stop. So I went through my patterns, and I have one of the Hometown series. I have the Pet Shop. So I would like to start working on this in January, and then maybe order a couple of the others and see how many I can get stitched up before December, and eventually work towards having a very similar village, because I'm a little bit obsessed. I don't know who that person was. I don't remember their name, but if you're in the Facebook group, I'm sure you can go check it out. It was really cute, and I don't know. Every time I think about it, I'm like, oh, I want that. So that's my goal. So that's all I've got for today. It's a new year. I want to say that I'm going to try to film more often, but we'll see how it goes. You know, life happens. But we'll see. But in the meantime, I hope you all are safe, getting a lot of stitching in, that you've had a happy holidays, that your new year has started off good, and I wish you all the best. Don't forget, if you want to win the polar bears, make a comment below. And about January 15th, I will respond to your comment letting you know if you're the winner, and I'll announce that when I film again. And I'll get it off to you as soon as I can. So, in the meantime, everybody be well, and I'll talk to you soon.